climate change and biodiversity loss are the biggest challenges that are facing humanity right now. And the reality is the warning lights are flashing bright red.
In response, the green energy revolution we've all been waiting for is well underway. Clean energy from sun and wind, which of course don't cause climate change, have become decisively cheaper than dirty fossil fuels.
And the green energy revolution, what is it promising us? It's promising us reliable, low-cost energy in abundance, which allows us to transform economies and save lives because of the climate change, which will have an unimaginable impact.
But some people still see a problem. The sun doesn't always shine and the wind doesn't always blow. So is this intermittency its fatal flaw?
The problem is that most people are thinking too small scale, just within their nation state. Just imagine that you drew a box in the desert 150 kilometers by 150 kilometers and fill that box with solar power stations. You could produce all the electricity that Europe produces today from all its sources, from all its power stations. From a technical point of view, it's perfectly easy to power the world from renewable energy. What you do is you build long-distance transmission lines using high-voltage direct current lines that can transmit power over thousands of kilometers with very little loss to link us all to the areas where renewable energy is most abundant.
And then smart grids are used to switch this electricity flow from wherever it's cheapest in the world to wherever it's most needed with split-second precision. So if you combine long-distance power lines with smart grids and clean energy, you get the global energy interconnection.
And if this vision is realized, it'll be able to supply electricity day or night across Asia and Africa and the Middle East, all the way into Europe, the Americas, and the Antipodes.
For a flexible, secure energy future, which I see as the cost-effective one and as the sustainable one, then interconnection is just an absolutely central part of that. And it is clear already that the technology and the cost of that interconnection is there, and we should be able to move over to a decarbonised energy system.
Governments could make this transition without annoying their voters. Most voters would be perfectly happy if the power that comes out of their plug comes from renewable energy rather than fossil fuels. The voters aren't the problem. The problem is lack of leadership.
So Nick Dunlop came up with a striking solution, the Climate Parliament. To create a forum where political leaders from around the world could build momentum together for this clean energy transition. And they're calling it the Green Grids Initiative. A crucial partner for the Green Grids Initiative is India. It's setting the pace with its One Sun, One World, One Grid initiative, which is now building energy interconnections right across the subcontinent and beyond.
Until unless we convince our parliaments, until unless we convince all our brethren across the world, I don't think that we have a very bright future ahead of us. So the time is now. And that's why I believe, Nicholas, that your initiative is important and urgent.
That means we have to, in developing countries, double, redouble, and double again the electricity supply. Because development is work, and work requires energy. And it would be completely unjust if the world's poor were not able to have the energy supplies that have lifted the rich countries out of poverty in generations past. This is the big event that we've been waiting for some years, when the leaders of the world come together to commit very specifically to building the new large-scale generating capacity for wind, solar and other renewables, to building the large continental scale grids and interregional grid connections that we need, right down to solar panels on every roof and solar microgrids for African and Asian or Latin American villages. We've got to do this incredibly fast. And in order to do that, we need to really step up the level of political will, political energy behind these efforts. And that is what we're aiming to do in Glasgow.